Hello guys, welcome. It's been a while since you've heard. Well, technically you can't see me, but since you've heard me. Welcome to our latest patch with Silica. Version 0.8.98, which introduces the siege mode. So, if you're wondering where I've been, I have been around. I've just been taking a little bit of a cheeky break when it comes to making videos. I've still been streaming. So if you've turned up to the streams, thank you very much, and I appreciate your support. And yeah, I am back on the mission to do some videos, do some streams, just chill out basically, and get on with things. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. If you enjoy all things Silica, then this is the place to be. You can join me every Sunday, on maybe the occasional Saturday as well, for Silica Sundays, aka Silica Saturdays as well. If you know, you know. We play games for the evening over on the Prime Battalion server, and we also explore any of the new changes, and we have a look at the new game modes. And from time to time, the man himself, Mr. Dram, will come and join me, and he can answer questions and also give his insight on certain things. So, without further ado, let's get into the patch notes, and then we're going to have a look at the siege mode. We're going to have a little cheeky look at it. I will show you guys around the mode itself. I will basically show you, the objectives and what you can do and what you can't do. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, from Dram himself, a wonderful evening to you all. We just dropped the new Siege game mode in the latest update. This exciting new game mode is all about intense close quarters combat, whether you're playing solo or teaming up with friends. Protect your base against the relentless hordes of enemies, or fiercely attack your opponents as a soldier or commander. Additionally, there are numerous fixes, improvements, and a few balancing changes to make infantry more viable, especially Sol versus Centauri. Of note, the improvement is the Commander AI, which should now build units in a more varied fashion. Work continues regards as AI full throttle. Incidentally, if you're interested to read a little bit more about the team, feel free to check us out here. So there is like an extra snippet on the Discord now, where it will show you all the current team members who are working on Silica. So it's a team of 8. All great lads, and they're all doing their own different things. So you should see updates starting to speed up and get more chunky as well. So please enjoy, give feedback if you can, and thank you for your support. See you on the battlefields of Bolterus. So here are the patch notes. So we've got quite a lot of balance in here, but let's go to the gameplay. So, added siege mode, heavy work in progress. Added cinematic stripes in camera sequences. Fixed alien camera would face 0 by default despite spawn orientation. Dead aliens would slide across the ground. Damage modifiers of air units were not functioning correctly after multi-threading. Human FPS weapons lowers correctly in cinematic sequences, and changed the Scout SMG weapon sound. So they're all bits of changes in the gameplay there. The noticeable one being the siege game mode. I haven't actually seen this one yet in cinematic sequences, the cinematic stripes. I will take a look at that another time. And that's a good change over the alien camera, because whenever you spawned, it always used to reset its orientation, not where you're currently looking at the time. So that's a nice little change there as well. So there are some fixes to the AI. So Siege Commander AI did not have the right tech tier sometimes, and improved the Commander AI to create units in a much current budget and needs. So just to go in on this, because Dram did explain over the weekend, basically the Commander AI will create, say, units, like higher tier units, the more money it has. So it has a lot of money, it will create like the bigger units. If it has lower amounts of money, it will create more of the lower type units. So you see a more varied of different units depending on how much funds you actually have available to you. So you'll see like more light quads and heavy quads, the lower funds it has, to try and make up for numbers basically. That's what that means. Fixed UI icon stopped showing on the map, and changed siege objectives list is now more readable and with a red strike through. So we'll go into that. Basically up the top left side, I think that might actually be moved to the right side for this patch, because it would be overlapping with the game chat, but there is like a list of objectives you need to kill as the attackers. So it'll be like silos, barracks, heavy factory, air factory, etc. Okay, technical. Fixed occasional NAN error for projectile hits, deployment of Prospector into intro mission, fixed the crash in a jobber field construction placement, rename Prospector to scenarios. So most of this just goes straight over my head, apart from deployment in Prospector. Apparently there was crashes involved in that. I'm not sure about the crash in jobified construction placement, and Prospector is now renamed into scenarios. Multiplayer, fixed editing, rally, enemy points, editing, rally. I think that might be a typo, but I will ask. Controls. Input bugs in free cam without game mode and command and strategy. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. I had to think about that one for a second. Performance, change intro mission, optimized and improved. Yeah, it was a little bit heavy on the performance, but that's now been improved. It's probably mainly due to the sheer amount of stuff going on in the intro mission. If you haven't already played the intro mission, I do highly suggest you do so. It is a good bit of fun. Okay, so we're going over to the balance changes now, which is mostly, I think, apart from say 2 things here, yeah, most of it is to do with the infantry. I actually like the changes to commando and the heavy soldier. It definitely improves things a lot with the humans. So, changed in balance form. Heavy soldier rocket speed up to 2 seconds from 0.5. Heavy soldier rocket diversion reduced and less than half, so that's good. So the rockets will no longer go spiraling. Rocket soldier base speed changed from 100 meters to 150 meters, so that's his running speed, not the rockets itself. Heavy soldier rocket damage from 1,000 to 700, so the damage has been reduced slightly. However, the speed has been put up and it's more accurate. So it's kind of like a hand-in-hand scenario. Rocket range changed from 1,000 meters to 800 meters, so you can't like shoot from across the map, but it's only 200 meters or so. So to be honest, if you're opening fire with the rocket launcher, you're normally within 800 meters from the building you're aiming for. Marksman projectile damage from 500 to 600. Oh boy, if you know what I like, I do enjoy using the marksman, so that's a good change for me. Be prepared, lads. If you're going to get shot in the head from across the map, I am sorry. That may be me. Commando projectile damage from 200 to 70. Now the massive drop, and there's a reason behind that, is because the fire rate has been increased from 300 rounds per minute to 600. Excuse me for that one. Yeah, pardon that. Commando muzzle flash is now smaller. Commando health from 250 to 200, so the health has been reduced, but the spread has also been reduced. I'm going to get into this in a moment. So the Commando itself was quite a slow firing unit. It was very inaccurate with its Bolterian rifle. Now it's more of a rapid fire, more accurate, and it actually fits very nicely in the meta of things. The Commando doesn't feel like it's a hard-hitting, slow unit that's really squishy. It feels more like it's designed to be kind of like a super soldier unit. It's hard to explain in that regards. It's easier to kill technically with gunfire. There is a reduction to explosive survivability for infantry, so like rockets from the rail tank and such don't do as much damage as they used to, which is actually the next one after that, so we'll go that in a sec. But that kind of gives the Commando more of a nice place to be at, and that goes with all the infantry as well. Explosion shouldn't deal too much damage now to infantry units. It will still kill them. It's just you're not going to get one-shot by a single rocket from a rail tank, for example. It's going to shove you out of the way and do a bit of damage. But I feel that's a good thing for infantry. It makes infantry feel more impactful and more survivable. So you don't just, get a commando and then jump into a tank because you're just going to get killed otherwise. At least you could do something now as an infantry unit, especially against vehicles as well. So yeah, enough rambling. So yeah, weapon spread reduced, magazine size increased from 30 to 60, increased explosion survivability for infantry, gunship rocket explosion damage from 200 to 500. The buff to the gunship is insane. I am a big advocate for the gunship. I always have been. I love the gunship. It is my favorite aircraft. I've always go with the gunship, even if there's like loads of fighters up. I just enjoy the maneuverability, the ability to fly by. The speed of the gunship, I just enjoyed the gunship. So the damage from 200 to 500 is a massive jump. The range from 15 to 10 is a lessening. However, it doesn't really matter because with the gunship you kind of unleash a rocket barrage in like a flyby motion, or if you're just hovering over your target. So it doesn't really make much of a difference in that regard. I do feel like maybe the rocket damage needs to be pulled back just a tiny bit, maybe to say 400. because it is a very big change, and I've done a flyby on about 10 light quads and just rocket barrage the whole group. It looked cool, but I annihilated, I'd say 8 out of 10 of those quads. So could just bring it back just slightly, maybe, because it's not just against quads, it's against everything, right? Buildings, you name it. And I'm a bit worried about the alien buildings mainly, because not only are they squishy, but they're already very prone to air attack early on. So having a gunship just wipe out everything. Yeah, I'll have to test it. I'll test it on the Silica Sunday this week. I will see if I can get a gunship and go after the aliens with it, and see how much how much I can wreck them before I go down. That being said, rail tank rocket direct hit damage from 1,700, the explosion damage from 800 to 500, and the rocket explosion range from 20 to 10. So the rail tank's rockets have been nerfed, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the infantry survivability. Marksman sprint increased from 7 meters to 8 meters per second, so it's a little bit faster. Same with the scout as well, from 8 to 10. The weapon spread has been reduced for the scout, which is great. I always felt like the scout was way too inaccurate, which means going up against crabs early game is kind of like shooting paint and paintballs at crabs, basically, and just watching yourself die. So that has now been changed. You kind of feel like you can actually withstand not more than one crab, but you can stand a crab at least. Change the base unit caps for humans from 60-30 to 100-100, and the base cap of humans from 120-60 to 150-100. So I don't know what that's in regard is. I think that might be in regard to Siege, but it hasn't been said, but we'll see. Debugging added suicide command, which is basically you could just take out a unit that you're in control of, which is quite cool. It's good for cinematic things. If you want to quickly get rid of something, you can just press delete though if you're in control of that unit, but it's a debugging thing. So that being said, that is the patch notes. Let's have a look at Siege mode, shall we? Let's have a look at Siege mode. So the things we're going to look at, we're going to look at the map, we're going to look at the units, we're going to look at the commando mainly, we're going to look at the heavy, and we're going to have a look at the game mode itself and how the AI handles units inside of Siege. If you joined me last Sunday, you kind of already got an early snippet of that. However, for you guys that haven't joined me on stream yet and just wanting to watch a video, I will show you all this now. So we're going to just jump into a game. So it's still heavy work in progress. I'm going to keep this locked, so yeah, don't mind the name and the password. That is a thing from the weekend. Right, so we're going to select the time of day. We're actually going to select morning. I can actually increase the time myself. I'm going to activate cheats as well. But yeah, we're going to go with the... We're going to go with the attackers. We're going to go as infantry. Now, I'm going to turn damage off so I don't get killed by everything. Which means, unfortunately, the units are not going to be able to kill each other either. That the AI will be commanding. Actually saying that, no, I won't turn it off just yet. I will keep it on. Looks like this haven't been... hold on. Wait. It might have actually been changed. Okay, so the chat will go up all the way. So I believe Dram may move this to this side over here. So just bear that in mind. This is probably going to be changed. But these are the current objectives of the attacker. As you can see, we are currently inside a Siege. The AI have literally spawned so many units in. A nice little change that wasn't included is this, which for the Centauri turrets, there is a flag with their symbol on them. Now, don't kill me please, gunship. This will be for Seoul as well, up until the Seoul release of their buildings, where they will have their own flag as well on their own buildings. Centauri will have these like these flags all over their stuff. So it's kind of like a distinguishing between both factions, especially when you're alien. Like if you're going to be going up against Centauri and Seoul, this kind of gives you a idea of who you're going up against until Seoul's buildings are released. So it's a nice little change. I don't think we're going to see them in strategy just yet, but Dram will add them all, and they will be relatively quickly. So, okay. So, welcome to Siege. Let's turn cheats on. Can I fly? I can fly. Right. So, there are two spawning sectors for the attackers. We've got Bravo spawn and we've got Alpha spawn. Now, there are no buildings, as you can see. Units just appear. There are technically invisible buildings here, which the commander will use to produce those units, but for our sakes, they're not there for us. Going to the middle here, as you can see, we've got the main gate for Sol. I think it's already been destroyed, but there is an actual hard gate here. That will be there at the start of the game, and your job is to destroy it. On each of these, as you can see, there are destroyed places, but there are turrets, ultra heavy turrets, which are defending. As you can hear the alarm as well. Let me just turn on the overlay so you guys can see what I'm looking at. As you can see here as well, there's just a lot of just battle going on at the moment here. The defenders do have more spawns, so apparently I died, which is fair enough. Right, let me turn damage off so that doesn't happen again. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a massive battle going on. So many units going at it with each other. This is what the AI does. This is a spawning location for the defenders up until it gets overrun by the attackers. As you can see, there are some flags here with Sol accents on them. So as you can see, they are in the game. They're just not being planted on buildings just yet. So much going on. Oh yeah, the gate is still here. It just lowers and goes up and down, but your objective as an attacker is to destroy it. So the gate of Sol will be destroyed, and then you can enter into the fortress, where your job is to destroy these buildings. So we've got the silo here, as you can see. We've got a barracks, which I believe is got flags there. So there's the barracks, and we've got another silo just here. On the other side, there will be a silo, which is there. A barracks, which is back here, and I don't think there is another silo. So there's 3 silos in total. At the back of the map, we have got a air factory, we have got ourselves a heavy vehicle factory, and that is it for the objectives. Now, there are 2 light vehicle factories on each side of the map, but they are not primary objectives. They are just optional, basically. You can destroy them, you can just totally ignore them, but the attackers will be looking to try and take them down. So going back to the attackers side of things, if we go to the middle of the map, so you've got 3 lanes. You've got the middle lane, which is the hardest one to attack, which is going straight through the gate, going for the buildings. It'll be the easiest route if you could breach through quite quickly. You've also got the right lanes, which are heavily defended with turrets from Sol. They are easy to destroy, however they will slow you down just a little bit. Mind you, you're going to have players in this game as well. If you're going to be playing online and not in your solo or with your friends, you will have players going up against you as well, so these will become increasingly harder with how better the players are. The light vehicle factory on the right side, you've got the turrets here as well, where you have to destroy, and then you've got a ramp that goes down into the back of the fortress, which leads to the air factory and the heavy factory. So there. Head back over towards the center, and then we're going to go to the left side. So we're going to head over to the left side. As you can see as well, Centauri has their own defenses. This is to mainly stop spawn camping from Sol. Like the defenders, they can come out and start camping the spawns. This is to try and like stop that, basically. Head up the left side, you can see it's heavily protected again by turrets, ultra heavy turrets as well. Will be opening fire as well there, and another light vehicle factory, which then leads through a back gate, which then goes down another ramp, as you can see here, which leads again to the heavy factory and the air factory. In the middle of Sol's fortress, there's a few like houses under a bridge here, as you can see, nicely made. So nice for infantry to kind of sneak away and hide. There is no teleport function in Siege. You do have access to the hover bike, and you do have access to vehicles. So I think that's enough of them like not killing each other. Let's turn damage back on. They can start blowing each other up. But yeah, there is a time limit. As you can see up the top left, we got 14 minutes and 17 seconds. I died again. I will spawn back in. I will take control of a vehicle. Funny enough, a vehicle that was wedged in some flags. But as you can see, yeah, our objective as the attackers is to breach their base, destroy their vehicles, job's done. The defenders, on the other hand, is the opposite. So it's to stop us from doing so, to keep us back. What am I being shot by? Well, there's tanks and all back there. Fair enough. As you can see, there's a cooldown as well. So I've just spawned there recently. It's a 30-second cooldown. I've got to go to Q2 now, which is lovely and Centauri and no Sol forces around whatsoever. So just to let you guys know, where you see the Centauri flags, there is a hover bike spawn, which you can use as infantry for a hover bike. Come here, Mr. Rail Tank. Cometh here, sir. Cometh here. No, he's being pushed around. At the top right side, you can see the timer with the Bolterium symbol. Basically, as the commander, you have a certain amount of funds that get released to you every 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. So, at the moment, I will go into commander in just a second. I will keep this overlay on, because I've had it on now. I can just turn it off by H, as you can see there, but we'll keep it on for now. So, as you can see, we haven't really breached the gate, but I did have damage off for quite a while. So damage being off, basically there's a massive build up of units on both sides, so it's going to be a full out war. I don't think the attacker's going to win now in this scenario, just due to the sheer amount of everything that's going around. Right, anyway, let's jump into commander scene. So, this is the commander view from the attacking side. So, as you can see, there's no money. There's like 2 funds remaining. Hardly anything whatsoever. We've got just under 20 seconds before we get more money. So, just keep an eye here. As you can see, we've got the turrets here. We've got 3 invisible buildings, which you can select from. Now, they don't have a build time. Basically, you select a unit, and you just click and spawn them in. I'll show you now when I get money. So here we go. There we go. So we've got $30,000 dues. We're happy. And as you can see, I'm able to select a unit and just place them in. Same goes with the tanks. You can rotate them as well. Right click. So like this. I'm going to rotate like that. And air units over here. There is a tank actually. Cheeky boy. We're going to spawn some gunships. And hopefully they take off and they dispatch a tank. There we go. As you can see, I've already burnt all my money on the right side here as well. We could just spawn in my favorite, a bunch of light quads, and send them to just, you know, peck away the enemy buildings and enemy tanks. So that is pretty much it for the commander. Everything else is pretty much the same, where it goes to say, you know, flying. As you can see here as well, use the gunship, absolutely slaying everything. Get myself inside the enemy base. These rail tanks are just clueless to me. However, there are a lot of them, and that is pretty scary. Yeah, take a hit straight in the face there. But yeah, I mean, that's about it for the commander side of things. You spawn in units. You do what you normally do in, say, a strategy game. You could take direct control. Boom. No. Actually, I have no rounds left in my cannon. Still loaded. There we go. Oh. Unit lost. But yeah, we'll head over to the defender side now. So on the defender side, in defense, as you can see, instead of having, say, invisible buildings, you've actually got physical buildings. And you do get money as well. We're waiting 20 seconds. You don't get as much money as the attackers. The main reason is because you are at a strict advantage being a defender. For one, you've got fortifications and you've got massive cannons. And 2, you've got so much room for just staying in spots and shooting and sniping stuff with rail tanks and things. As you can see, you only get 6,000. But the build cycle is still the same. It's still insta build. They'll just come out of the factory instead of planting them down. So that's the difference basically. You're just able to do that. However, if you lose a building, you lose that production. So if you lost, say, the air factory, you can no longer produce air units as a defender. So the attacker's job is to literally kill off, you know, kill off the air factory, kill off the heavy factory. You stop that production, etc., etc. So that's that. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. Now let's have a look at the commando quickly. Unit lost. We're going to spawn as the commander. Hello, I am a commander. And I've got a full auto Bolterium rifle now. With less spread. It feels incredibly nice. And that's not a joke. If you haven't used a commando in this recent patch, you'll understand what I'm talking about how nice it feels. Like if I shoot this light quad, I can actually see, I think it's actually covered. There it is. It just feels nicer. It feels more accurate. I'm able to like follow my target instead of having to just do this to try and hit someone that miles away. The spread is a lot less and it's a lot more accurate at long range. It's great. I like it. Right, next one. we are going to jump over to the heavy. This is the heavy now. As you can see, very, very accurate and very fast rockets as well. It's definitely improved. We're going to take a light quad. We're going to go see if we can shoot something. Oh my god. Oh. Yep. The life of a quad. Do a front flip. Okay, let's jump out. See if I can hit. I don't think I can hit. I think that's too long. Too much. I'm being a bit ambitious here with those rockets. I don't think they're going to hit. No, they detonate early in the air. You can see them detonating there. Let's get closer. That gunship's getting absolutely shredded. Absolutely shredded. It's gone. I may not even be able to get a shot off here because the AI are just absolutely insane at aiming. I may just die within like instant. Let's go for the tank. There we go. But as you can see, you definitely feel. What's the word for it? I suppose you feel like you're more impactful with how the speed of these rockets. You're able to get yourself back into cover quite quickly, and you're able to pull yourself back up and do some more damage with those rockets. And you're able to, you know, put the pain on. I mean, this tank is absolutely getting smashed by me mainly. It's probably going to kill me now though. It's ducking straight at me. Never mind, he's dead. And taking out infantry as well, like I said, the explosion survivability has been increased. However, get dodged. You definitely feel a lot better as a infantry unit. I'm about to die to the machine gun fire of this hover tank, but not before I put the hurt on this boy, and he's dead. So, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this patch. You enjoy Siege. It is a very, very good game mode. I do enjoy playing it. It takes a nice break away from having to, you know, get Bolterium, build up buildings. That is great and all. I do enjoy the RTS aspect, but nothing beats just a bit of chaos, you know? Just a nice bit of chaos, and this game mode provides. This game mode provides. I have a feeling there will be an Alien versus Sol at some point, so keep your eyes peeled. I mean, why not? Right? Alien versus Sol would be pretty cool. It may be very chaotic, and balancing would have to be like really increased, and maybe even a new map for that, but we'll see. And just stay tuned, I suppose. We're going to be waiting for these updates. These updates are going to come flying in soon. That being said, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. I will be live on Sunday with Silica Sundays. If you want to watch some Anno 1800, I may be live this week for some Anno 1800 as well. I do want to revisit it. It's one of my favourite city builders, and I've just been itching to play it. So, guys, I will see you in the next one. Thank you for joining me. Peace out. Skip it up.